Hi everyone, I'm Miss Noel with Palm Beach County 4-H. Today we're going to have some STEM fun and we're going to make some balloon rockets. This is a lot of fun, really simple to do, but it also will test your ability to adapt to different situations and use science to find solutions to problems. So what we're going to need is a few small things. We do need some tape. Any kind of tape you have is great. Masking tape, scotch tape, perfect. You will need some balloons. If you don't have balloons, you might want to use something similar. Maybe someone has some extra non-used rubber gloves that you could use potentially. Something where you can capture some air and use the force behind it to launch. We'll also need some ordinary drinking straws. They could be the crinkly kind, they could be the normal kind, they could be bigger, they could be smaller. You can actually play with the different diameters of your straws to see if that impacts your balloon rocket as well. We also need some twine, and we know most of our rockets carry a payload. So we have some materials that can be our payload. So we have some just wooden circles that we can use. We have some fresh Florida strawberries, which are actually just some small fun strawberry erasers. We have some fresh Florida grapefruit, which is also just some fun erasers, but they do have some weight to them. And we also have some binder clips. So these are some things that we can use to test our balloon rockets and then see if they impact the distance and the speed of our rockets. So it's really simple to make. The first thing you want to do is take your straw. Again, if it's a bendy straw, you want to make sure it's aligned perfectly straight. We don't want any bend in our rocket just yet. And we're going to feed our twine through our straw. Now, if you don't have twine, you can use something like fishing line or a crafting thread, just as long as it's not thicker than the diameter of your straw and that it doesn't have a whole lot of texture to it. If it has a lot of texture, that might impact the friction against your straw, and it may impact the distance and the speed of your rocket. Now, you can play with that and change that as a variable, but as we're testing it out and as we're getting started, you might want to use something that is smooth and will quickly fit into your straw. So I'm just going to feed the one end of our twine into our straw. It's a little frayed, so I'm going to give it a little twist and then just feed it until it comes out the other end. And thankfully, gravity is on our side when we push it upside down, so it's going to feed through, and ta-da. So now we have what we're calling our launch pad. So our straw is acting as our launch pad. So the goal of our balloon rocket is to get from point A, which is our starting line, to point B, which is going to be our finish line. And this distance is going to be variable. You can change it to a short distance, a long distance. You can even play with the angle. So if you want it to have to go uphill, you think that's going to take more or less energy, think about that. And we're going to attach our balloon rocket to our launch pad. Pretty simple. You're just going to blow up a simple balloon. Now you get to choose the size. So how much force or how much energy do you think it's going to take to bring your rocket from point A, from the start line, to point B, to the finish line? That'll depend on how much you blow up your balloon. So what you'll do is you'll blow up your balloon. Probably should have stretched that one out a little bit more. But you're not going to tie it. So you're going to leave it as is. You're just going to pinch the end. You're going to take a little bit of scotch tape and you're going to attach your launch pad to your balloon. Okay. Now we're not going to use a payload to start. We're just going to use our straight balloon and see what happens. We'll see how much energy we have and then we can adjust accordingly. So we're going to take this outside so we have some extra space to do some extra distance launching, and we'll see how we can change our size of our balloon and our energy in order to go the entire distance, as well as adapt for the weight once we add our payload. All right, so we're going to head outside. Now, wasn't that a lot of fun? I know, I didn't expect the balloons to go like that. They were completely different than what I had imagined, what I had hypothesized, so we definitely had to adjust accordingly. So what did you think was gonna happen? If you try this at home, I wanna hear what worked for you, how you changed up this experiment, how much force you thought was gonna be needed to get from your point A to point B, and what kind of payload you were using. So leave us a comment, tell us what you did. We'd love to see a video or a photo. Have fun with this, design it, challenge each other, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.